Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another live stream here on Max Coverage TV, the place to be for all your sports wants, news, and needs, and most importantly, live streams here for your Yankees and MLB off-season. A lot of rumors, news, information floating around, and it's my job to bring it all to you. So if you are new here at Max Coverage TV, smash the subscribe button, ring the bell so you get notified when I do go live or make a video. I mainly go live all the time. So thank you so much for checking in on the channel, on the stream. Hit that like button as well on the video. How we all doing, everybody? We got John the Beagle Dad already in the house. Good to see you, my boy. Look at that cute dog, by the way. Look at that cute dog. But yeah, told you guys I was going to go live a little bit today, talking about some more news about the Yankees. We have John Heyman reporting that the New York Yankees are interested, or should I say checked in all the top pitchers available in the market. Corbin Burns, Max Fried, Blake Snell. There is also Jack Flaherty out there, but that's the three names that we know for sure that the Yankees are just testing the waters, picking up the phone, saying, hey, what's going on, John? What's going on, Scott Boras? Let's do something here. But, I mean, the Yankees, we all know, if you're a Yankee fan, we all know this team needs another dominant starting pitcher. Carlos Rodon is not a number two. He is not. And that's nothing against the guy, but that's just what Carlos Rodon is. He's just not a number two pitcher in this league. So the Yankees need to be active, and that is what we are. Supposedly, we're the most active team, not only for starting pitchers, but for the bullpen as well. We have a lot of holes to fill with the bullpen, a lot of pieces gone. Clay Holmes, Tim Hill, Jonathan Loaizaga, Tommy Kahnle, Lou Trevino. He wasn't even on the team, but he's gone. Now, we could bring some of these guys back, but for right now, they are holes in this bullpen that we need to fill. So I'll bring up the names. We'll talk about it, but that's why I wanted to go on live and just kind of discuss, who do you think, out of everybody available, who do you think the Yankees should go out and sign? Me personally, I'm going with Corbin Burns, because you guys know, if you've been a avid watcher here on the channel, how much I love Corbin Burns. But here's the article right here, in case you guys and gals did not see it. This is reported from John Heyman on the New York Post. The Yankees checked on free agent ace pitchers Max Fried, Corbin Burns, and Blake Snell, but it remains uncertain whether they would do Soto and an ace pitcher too, which was my question last time I was on live. If we go the Soto route, are we going to go Soto and an ace, or Soto and potentially another piece in the field, like a third baseman, Alex Bregman, or potentially a first baseman, Pete Alonso? But yowie wowie, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you. The Yankees are also interested in Sean Manaea from the Mets, who just turned down his $21.05 million qualifying offer. So Manaea, another arm now on the market, and it's gonna be a fun offseason, man. A lot of big names available. I mean, these are just four names right here, but you can't forget about Jack Flaherty. Are the Yankees going to trade Cortez? Are they going to keep Nestor Cortez? That's another question that we're going to have to monitor throughout this whole offseason. But it's going to be a fun one, man. It's going to be a crazy one. As you all know, the offseason, you got to kind of – you hear a lot. You hear a lot during the offseason, so take everything with a grain of salt. We all know how John Heyman is. He likes to hype up the Scott Boras clients. John Heyman's it seems like he works for Scott Boras, but this is what happened last offseason. I mean, we all saw what happened with Blake Snell. The Yankees were in on Blake Snell. They had an offer on the table. The Yankees were in on Yamamoto. We had a meeting. Didn't happen. Of course, Blake Snell didn't sign here. So, like I said last season, if you were a subscriber last offseason, I was saying kind of take what you read with a grain of salt for right now and watch the sources, because a lot of people now on Twitter have fake accounts and stuff. Robert's in the house. Yo, Max, I don't feel good about getting Soto back. Cashman and Howe decide Soto's worth, and their figure usually stands. They never match or raise their first offer. I mean, they raised the first offer for Judge, Robert. When Judge was a free agent, Hal Steinbrenner, he did it himself. He took it upon himself to re-sign Judge. You saw what the first numbers were with Judge before the season when he broke the record in the 62 home runs. The number was in the 200s, and then we all saw Judge getting what he got. But I don't know. I mean, they usually go up for. They didn't go up for Blake Snell last offseason, but they have gone up before from their first offer. What's up, Stetson? How you doing, man? But this rotation definitely needs some help, man. We already know Stroman is going to be back. He has 2 more years on the contract because the vesting option came into place after he pitched 140 innings last season. So he'll be back on the team, $18 million next season and the year after. Rodon, of course, Cole is back after he opted out, but didn't really opt out. He's back. Yankees didn't have to add that last year on the contract. And then we still have Clark Schmidt, Luis Hill, who just won a AL Rookie of the Year. So congratulations to Luis Hill winning Rookie of the Year, baby. What up, Mario? How you doing, man? Yeah, Tanner Scott's definitely on the radar. Mike Perez. Let's go out there and spend some money and go out there and get Burns, Scott, Robinson, Murakami, and Bregman. Woo-wee! I don't see Soto on that list, Mike. I don't see Soto on that list. I hope the Yankees keep Soto. Me too. I mean, we all pray that we keep Soto. All of us pray. All of us pray. Right now, the latest news on Soto is Steve Cohen, the Mets owner, is flying west to meet up with Scott Boras and Soto personally next week. So that's not good news for Yankee fans. I mean, we all knew it was going to happen. We all knew Steve Cohen was going to be very active in trying to get Soto, but it's happening next week. If Steve Cohen walks in there and says, here's $700 million, do you think Soto leaves without a contract? So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting next week. So a lot of Soto news will be dropping next week. The Boy Wonders in the chat, Max. You are the man. No, you are the man, the Boy Wonder. Thank you, buddy. Good to see you as always, man. Mario says, I want Christian Walker. Christian Walker would be awesome. I like Christian Walker a lot. Yankee Kyle, good afternoon to you. I'm doing fantastic. How you doing, man? How you feeling? Matthew in the house. Which one would you want, Pete Alonso or Christian Walker? That's a good question, man. I went live 2 days ago. We're talking about that question. So, Alonso's younger, but Alonso will be more expensive. Christian Walker could be here for 2 years and help out this team now. And who knows, TJ Rumfield could be ready to go and play first base after those 2 years are gone. Pete Alonso is a better player in my opinion, but Christian Walker it seems like the safer route for the Yankees to do it. So I think Christian Walker would be my answer. But like I said, Pete Alonso, in my opinion, is better. But I think Walker will be cheaper, and we won't have to lock him in to a long-term contract. So I would probably lean more of Christian Walker, Matthew, to answer your question. Mike in the house, we can't get all those guys. If we get Soto, let's also get Sasaki. Well, the Dodgers are Sasaki's favorites, it looks like. I've been hearing some Sasaki to the Dodgers if he posts, of course, this offseason. But, I mean, you're right, Mike. We can't get all those guys if we get Soto. But let me ask you this. Let me rebuttal here to your question. Would you much rather have Soto and maybe Christian Walker, or Soto and Corbin Burns, or Soto and Bregman, or would you much rather have all those guys that you named and instead of Soto? So let me ask you that. Not yet, Theo. We haven't offered him anything. We offered him the qualifying offer, but we all know he's going to reject it. But nothing yet for Juan Soto. It's still very early on the Juan Soto sweepstakes. You really think Juan Soto is going to be a Met? I don't think so. I think if he does leave the Yankees, I think Mets are going to be the place he's going to go. He's going to take the most money. That's what the contract's going to be. If the Mets offer him $700 million, if they offer him $650 million, I don't think he'll say no. I think he'll leave because this will be the biggest payday in his career so far. Unfortunately, that's just how I see it panning out. Now, the Yankees will offer him a contract, but they're going to have a limit. They're going to have a cap on what they're going to offer him. Now, if Hal Steinbrenner picks up the phone and says, listen, Soto, what do you want? Let's get this done. And then Soto lays it down and Hal agrees and he's going to stay. What up, Trucker? Mad Max. Woo, woo. What up, Trucker Tim? How you doing? Yeah, wow. In my honest opinion, too many holes just for Soto signing. We have a lot of holes, man. You're right. We have a lot of holes. It looks like second base Glaber is going to be gone, no doubt about it. And it looks like Caleb Durbin could be the guy to replace him. He's been mashing in the fall league right now. He's been hitting, I think, around 400 right now in about 18 games or so. Durbin is a name that even Brian Cashman has brought up. So we could go the Durbin route. We could just move Jazz to second. Third base could be a free agent signing, or I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Cabrera isn't still on this roster. He can play third. He can play second as well. He can play first. So I think Oswaldo Cabrera potentially could have a spot on the team, like as a starter, I should say. Miss Sydney's in the chat. Yee! How you doing, girl? What's up, Kyle? How you doing? My boy Kyle. Max, I'm good. I want Snell and Anthony Santander. Santander would be a great pivot. There's not a lot of fantastic options in the outfield this free agency, but Santander would be a great. No one's going to match up to Soto level. No one will match up to Soto. So don't twist my words when I say a great pivot. It's going to be a downgrade no matter what if we don't get Juan Soto back, but Santander would be my first option in the outfield. Teoscar Hernandez could be another name. He's a legit left fielder. We saw what he can do against us in the World Series, and he had a pretty decent postseason as well. I mean, Teoscar Hernandez, we've seen him, when he played with the Blue Jays. He can play, man. But do they go with signing Santander and Teoscar to man left instead of, if they lose out on Soto, that's the thing they can go. But we'll see. It's going to be a very, very active offseason. And I'll bring up the moves right now. Well, I'll bring up the moves in a second here that has happened so far in the MLB. Only 4 moves, only 4 signings so far this offseason. It's still, of course, so early, but Kid, Mookie Betts going to the infield. I've seen that, yeah. I saw the Dodgers are planning on moving him back to the infield. Soto's a must. He is a must, the boy. Wonder. Matthew says, I saw something today that said the Nationals might be the front runner for Alex Bregman. I saw something else interesting too, Matthew. I saw that Bregman would be open to going to second base. Did you see that? I didn't see the Nationals being the front runner, but I did see Bregman saying that he would be open to going second base. So that's pretty interesting, especially because he's a great third baseman. I'll do backflips if we sign Soto and Walker or Burns. I would be all right. I'd be like, all right, let's go. Get some. You know how Brian Cashman is with a bullpen. He finds a way to make a bullpen. He finds a way. Like Tim Hill, for instance. Tim Hill, Jake Cousins, Luke Weaver when we signed him 2 years ago. He's made guys from nothing to something. Like Tim Hill got cut by the White Sox. The White Sox didn't even want him. So bullpen is not my my top, like, oh, we need it now. Like I for this off season, I definitely say Soto's number one priority. Number two would probably be getting another starting ace in this rotation. Number three would be manning your first base or your third base position. That would be my top three wants right now. Y'all talking like there's 15 Juan Sotos walking around. Did you see every game without Soto, no playoffs? Yeah, I agree. Soto's a must. We need Soto. What's up, Jacob Frederick? Chad's in the building as well. We got Davidson. I'd rather have a star closer and a star first base than Soto because we have the Martian and Judge in the outfield. You're right. I mean, Judge would go to right, of course, and then Dominguez would man center if Soto walked. But I mean, I'm sorry, Davidson. I'd much rather have Soto than a star first baseman. There's not really a star first baseman available other than Pete Alonso's your big name. And would you much rather have Soto, or would you much rather have Alonso than Soto? I mean, unless we trade for Vladimir Guerrero Jr., that's not really a star first baseman. My boy John D. Lee in the house with a $2 dono. Caleb Duran or Durbin, I think he meant, or Jazz. They would probably keep Jazz on third if they do plan on bringing up Caleb Durbin, John. And thanks for the super chat, man. I appreciate you so much. That would be my guess, John. Would be keeping Jazz at third and bringing up Caleb Durbin to play second base if they went that route. Mo Money, Mo Problems in the building. Hey, Max, Murakami could play first or third. Yeah, Murakami is another name that we need to watch out for in the first. I keep forgetting about Murakami, Mo, so thanks for keep bringing him up. That would be, dude, Murakami, he's going to be awesome. He's going to be awesome. Like, watching him in the World Baseball Classic, that guy can play. But hopefully he might, you know what, Murakami could make a stance and say, hey, I want to have the East Coast since Ohtani and Yamamoto and potentially Roki Sasaki will be over there on the West. I mean, Yu Darvish as well is over there in the West Coast. Murakami can have his own little market over here on the East Coast with us. Well, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Vlad is awesome. Yeah, Vlad is awesome. I mean, if we can somehow get a Vladimir Guerrero trade and have him playing first base, and you re-sign Soto, oh my God. Talk about a big offseason for the Yankees. Yeah, I saw the Red Sox, Orioles, Yankees, Cubs, Mets, Dodgers, and Blue Jays interested in Max Fried. Yep. Max Fried is another big arm. He's a lefty. Max Fried would be all. I mean, honestly, guys, Max Fried, any of these guys would be upgraded in this rotation. Burns, Fried, Flaherty, Snell, any of these guys would be awesome in my eyes. Let's talk about Max Fried for a second here, since you brought him up. Lefty. The injuries have been an issue with his career, but last year pretty much healthy the whole go. He pitched 174 innings, 166 strikeouts. He's a ground ball pitcher, which we all know is very important in Yankee Stadium. Ground ball pitchers, that's what the Yankees like. The strikeout rate, average, walk rate, right on par average. These guys aren't hitting him hard. Only 86.3 on the exit velocity on the pitches hit by him. Yeah, see, Mo's saying he's a little too injury prone. Yeah, see, that's what scares me too, Mo Money, is the injury history on this guy. But last season wasn't too bad. The year before, in 2023, that's when he missed half the year right there with only 77 innings. But he's 30 years old. He's a lefty. He wouldn't be my top option, honestly, if I'm being 1,000% honest with you guys. But I wouldn't mind Max Fried at all. Like I said, I wouldn't mind any of these guys. Bringing up Corbin Burns next. This is the guy who I want. I want him. Like, if you ask me, Max, who's a ace that you want? Corbin Burns, and I'll say it 1,000 times over. Look at this chart, man. Strikeout rate is not crazy, only 23%, but doesn't walk a lot of batters. Only 6% walk rate, but everything else with the metrics lines up perfectly what we need. The exit velocity on that on the fastball velocity, 97 miles per hour on average. 2.92 ERA. I mean, we saw him literally this postseason pitch 9 innings for the Orioles, and they still lost. But it wasn't his fault. This man gave them 9 innings, shutout innings. I mean, this dude is a flat out beast, and he's always healthy. You know, like the last couple of seasons, pretty much a fully healthy year. The strikeouts were a little down this year compared to 2 years ago when he had 243 strikeouts, only 181. But 30 years old, if you think about Ace, or you think about Garrett Cole, I should say, and you think about Burns backing him up in that rotation, come on now. And we were talking about him last offseason, but the only difference is he's a free agent now. We don't have to trade for him. The Yankees were eyeballing Burns, but they didn't, the trade is what Brian Cashman always. We traded for Soto, of course. We traded for Verdugo, but imagine trading for Burns the same offseason. We would have had a lot of guys gone in the farm. Star first base, star shortstop, star center and right, star everything. Davidson. Just make every position be a star. That's how you maximize the money, but I guess you have to get whoever is there on the market. Yeah, and you got to watch the difference is with the luxury tax now. Like they don't want to go over a certain threshold. Like you go over $300 million, you're paying 100% luxury tax on a guy. So, like that's something that the Yankees and Hal Steinbrenner already said that they don't want to do is they want to, kind of get that cap under control. And that's why we have a lot of key farm guys like Durbin, Vivas still down there, Roderick Arias, Spencer Jones, TJ Rumfield, Ben Rice. All these guys are still down there, and we need those salary relief guys for guys like Burns or Soto, Judge, of course, Cole. I have Teoscar Hernandez going to the Tigers and Anthony Santander going to the Royals. Really? The Tigers, huh? I know the Dodgers want Teoscar Hernandez back. They're going to be active trying to re-sign him. So we'll see. But Tigers that could be I don't even think the Tigers would be on my radar to get Teoscar Hernandez. You too, Trucker. Thank you, buddy. I would take Snell as there is no comp pick for him since he can't be given the qualifying offer. He would be perfect if he could go deep into games. Yeah, that's true. That's another thing is like they're talking about the picks. What we would have to give up picks to get Burns and I don't know, man. I'm sorry, but like, do you think a pick could be a Burns? You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you got to risk it, man. I don't even know. I don't know off the top of my head, Laura, what pick we would have to give up, honestly. It'd probably be a high-end pick, like a top 4 round pick. Sign Murakami for first base and trade for Ryan McMahon from the Royals. Oh, okay. Yeah, the Royals didn't want to trade him last trade deadline, but that was a big name on the market. When will Spencer Jones be ready to come up? I think he'll be ready next season, Robert. Maybe this season, if a lot of injuries happen, we'll see Spencer Jones, but I think next season we could see Spencer Jones if he's still in this team, of course. Gleyber has been linked to the Mariners and Blue Jays. Which one is better fit for Gleyber in your opinion? Probably the Mariners. Honestly, Matthew, I think the Mariners have a better team around them, and Gleyber could be their missing link. I know they just could not hit last season. So If you put him in with Seattle, and they've been eyeballing Gleyber for a long time. You put him in there with Julio Rodriguez, Justin Turner still there, if I'm not mistaken. Kyle Rayleigh, that could definitely help out. I think they re-signed Eugenio Suarez. He's back with them as well. You put in Gleyber with that team, he can help out that team a lot. That he would probably go right to their leadoff role. Rockies owner loves him, man. Yeah, he does. He won't trade him. D-Rod, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you, buddy. The best team that Torres could be on is any team that's not the Yankees. Oh, man. Yeah, D-Rod, we're not going to – Gleyber's gone, man. Gleyber's gone. We're not going to see Gleyber next year. So what are half the fan base gonna do? They hate Gleyber. Giants and Guardians are linked to Santander. Giants, I bet they're linked to him. Giants want anybody. So right now there's only 4 signings so far this offseason. Kyle Hendricks, he went from the Cubs to the Angels on a $2.5 million contract. And then Austin Hedges re-signed with Cleveland on a on a $4 million 1-year deal. Dylan Covey, he's a relief pitcher. He went from the Phillies to the Mets on a 1-year $850,000 contract. And then looks like TJ McFarland, relief pitcher, stays with the Athletics. They are no longer the Oakland Athletics, by the way. They are just the Athletics. No city tied to that name this season. So they're just called the Athletics, literally. We can make the Rockies an offer they can't refuse. Mike, who do you think the Rockies would take for McMahon? Let's see. Yeah, see there's the moves right there on the screen. It's been the quiet, the calm before the storm in the off season, guys. I think next month we're going to see a lot of stuff happening. Next month's going to be full of news and reports and all that stuff. Oh yeah, I'm tripping, Matthew. He is on the Diamondbacks. He used to be on the Mariners. I'm sorry. He used to be on the Mariners, Matthew. I'm so sorry, man. I definitely think Spencer Jones would have to be in that trade if they want to give up Ryan McMahon. Spencer Jones, any team is probably going to ask for Spencer Jones if the Yankees are trading with anybody for a key name like that, they're going to want Spencer Jones. What up, Carlos? The Yankees need to get Burns and Snell. I don't think they'll get both, but they need to get one. They need to get one of the two. So here's the top people. Here's the top names on the board here. Scherzer and Verlander. Are you kidding me? Who do you think will sign Max Scherzer? I have no idea. I don't know who's gonna want. Who would want Scherzer at this far in his career at 40 years old? Scherzer or Verlander? Verlander would be 42 years old next season. And he already said that he doesn't want to retire. So I don't know why. I mean, dude, you're 42 years old. You made your money and you won World Series. Might as well. I mean, go hang out with your wife, Justin. You're with Kate Upton. Go hang out with your wife. Just retire. The Nationals? You think they want him back? It's going to be interesting where Paul Goldschmidt will land, Scherzer, Verlander. These guys are all getting up there in age. Charlie Morton's still going to give it a go. 41 years old next year. Jose Abreu, his career is done. Talk about a fall off, man. Jose Abreu. Maybe the Mets get Verlander and Scherzer. No, they've already paid for them to get off the team. Teoscar loves playing in New York. I'd love to see him in New York. Hey, Verdugo most likely is gone. I wouldn't mind Teoscar Hernandez as our left fielder. Josh Bell's another name. Evaldi, he declined his team option. Or yeah, so Evaldi's out there on the market. I wouldn't want Evaldi, honestly. Not a bad pitcher. I wouldn't prefer him over the other ones that are available. Flaherty would be an interesting one. Sean Manaea had a fantastic year with the Mets. What up, Fabian Big Dog in the house? What's up, man? Shane Bieber. I keep highlighting Shane Bieber. I mean, last stream we were talking about Shane Bieber coming off Tommy John surgery, 29 years old. I mean, he signed up for a 1-year contract. Maybe that's a route that I don't think the Yankees will do it. They could, but he could be a very cheap option. It could be a low spin, high reward. If Bieber is anywhere where he was 2 years ago, I think that could be a very good sign for a team. Well, let me look at his stats real quick. I mean, he's last 2 years injury plagued, but 2 years ago, 2022, 198 strikeouts, 288 ERA, 200 innings pitched. What up, James? Lots of love, Max, from Yankee fans in Toronto. Thank you, James. Shout out to Toronto in the house. Thank you, guys. James, how you doing? How's your day been so far? The Braves are interested in Nathan Eovaldi. Okay. Mike saying, how about a trade for Garrett Crochet and Luis Robert? Could we land? Everyone's reporting that Crochet will get traded this offseason. So that's a name we also have to monitor. You can see Shane Bieber going to the Giants. Could. Hey, the Giants, they're always active. They're always active, especially if they lose Snell. They're going to be very active for a pitcher. I don't think we'll get both, man. Robert, I don't know what the hell happened to Luis Robert last season. He had a rough year. I mean, oh my Lord. 224 batting average. His average in his career is 267. He hit 224 last year. 38 home runs in 2023, 14 last year. He was a little hurt. I mean, he missed a couple. I think he missed like a month or two of baseball. But still, man, like he had a rough year. I don't think they'll trade for Luis Robert. I think they much rather would sign Teoscar Hernandez, Santander, of course, Soto. I think there's other options, and you still have Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez. Brian Cashman was talking about it yesterday. I mean, there's no way we're walking in next year without Jason Dominguez as a starter on this team. He has to start. You need a salary relief guy like that on a team to fill up a hole. Put him in center field. Oh, so Justin Turner is a free agent. So I was just talking about him. He's 40 years old though. Jock Peterson could be a nice add somewhere, not to us, but a team definitely would want to see Jock Peterson. Now, Willie Adames is another name on the market that I think he said he's willing to go to second base as well. I like Willie Adames a lot. He's a good player, man. He'll be 29, turning 30 this upcoming year. If Shane Bieber can stay healthy, he could be a great pitcher for any team that signs him, in my opinion. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. It's a low risk. I don't think it's going to cost more than $10 million for a 1-year deal for Shane Bieber. They're saying the market value is $13 million for Shane Bieber. I think that's maybe you can get him for like 12 mil, maybe. Flaherty only had 14 million. That's their market value. They're putting at Flaherty right now. How about if Robert is? I don't think the Yankees are going to go after a project right now. They already have projects on their hands with Spencer Jones, like with the young guys. Those are the projects. Yeah, we could sign Burns and Bieber if the price is right, Mike. If the price is right. How about Presley for the bullpen? Says Dirty Jesus. What's up, Dirty Jesus? My guy. Presley's a flamethrower. He'll be 36. I don't know if they'll go that route, honestly. Let's see the bullpen. They are going to be active though. They said they're going to be active for relief pitching. Who was I looking at? I mean, Estevez could be an option. He's a strikeout guy. That's what we need, man. We need some strikeout guys in this bullpen. Tanner Scott, of course, my number one option. So we need some swing and miss stuff. It's not really a great group here, honestly. It's not a great group of guys that are available. We saw Trinan with the Dodgers in the World Series. He's a decent arm. Blake Trinan right there. I don't think we'll go Neris. Oh my God, man! Like the names aren't that good on this list. I would like, see, Mike Scott and Estevez would be the two guys that I would like. I wouldn't mind Trinan either if they want to try Trinan, but Scott and Estevez would be great because we do need a dominant lefty. I think Tim Hill could be back with the team. I think they can sign Tim Hill back on a very cheap deal. But we need some lefties. Kirby Yates. Let's see. How old is he now? Andrew Chafin, the guy that looks like he has the curly hair mullet. Yeah, Yates would be 38, though. All these guys are pretty old, man. Will Smith won a couple of World Series in a row with different teams. Yeah, like all these guys are kind of on the older side. Do not want to even look at this name. Caleb Ferguson. Oh, my gosh. What up, big buddy? I want to see a signing when maybe that will wake up Soto. Any chance of Aroldis Chapman coming back? None. After what he did, dude, after him quitting on the team, remember Keenan Middleton a couple years ago? Yeah, I don't think that will happen. Let me go Scott Barlow real quick. Guardians had a pretty good bullpen. Yeah, Scott Barlow would be a guy that we could. He had a 4.25 ERA, but he has that strikeout stuff. 28% strikeout rate, 33.6 whiff rate, and he's a ground ball pitcher. Does walk a lot of batters though, so that's a little scary. AJ Minter. Yeah. Hold on here. Let me look up some bullpen arms. Now, so here's Scott Barlow. Like that's what we need right here is this whiff and strikeout rate out of the pen. But the walks is concerning. 13% walk rate. That's not what you want, but I'm trying to look up AJ Minter real quick. He's a lefty as well. Only had 39 games this year. 2.62 ERA. 34 innings of work, 35 strikeouts. Let's spend $2 billion. Soto, Murakami, Sasaki, Burns. Just get it all, get everybody. Screw the luxury tax threshold. That's some MLB The Show right there. Yimi Garcia. Let me see. Let me look up him. Don't. Yeah, never mind. It's not terrible. Ottavino's just too old, man. God, there's a lot of old bullpen arms. Mike. What up, Jacob Petruzzi? My guy, good to see you, man. Shout out to everyone in the house. Thanks for hanging out. We got 39 in the chat, so appreciate you guys. Hope your week's going well, by the way. Thursday, weekend's almost here. Keep going. You know what I'm saying? Weekend's almost here. Just fight through it. It's been a long week for me, bro. It's been a long week. Think we can find someone to take Stroman? I doubt it, dude. He's making $18 million this year and next year. So, I mean, I don't mind him as a back-end rotation guy. Like at the five, like he just had a bad year, man. He just had a bad year. 4.31 ERA. Stroman had 30 games, 154 innings. He stayed healthy. Stayed healthy all year. But, man, he can't strike anybody out, dude. 16% strikeout rate for Marcus Stroman. They always do. They always do, Dirty Jesus. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not concerned about the bullpen with this team. Every single year, Blake or Brian Cashman and Matt Blake and the pitching staff and Aaron Boone and Mike Harkey, these guys, they create a really good bullpen year in, year out, it seems like. My dad and I are Yankee fans, but one of my dad's bosses is an Oriole fan, so it would be hilarious if Corbin Burns signs with us. Yeah, we could see Burns and Santander sign to us, Matthew. Honestly. Could see both of them sign. So that's pretty much the news right now, guys. In case you missed it, in case you just tuned in, Luis Gil did win the AL Rookie of the Year. So that's awesome. Awesome for him. 3.50 ERA, 151 innings, 171 strikeouts, 119 whip. 26 years old, man. So shout out to Luis Gil. Congratulations to him. But next week is when it starts getting crazy, especially with the Soto going. Well, Boris, Steve Cohen, and Soto, meeting for the first time. That's going to be very interesting to monitor. I'll let you all know, and I got you guys on any news. I'm about to head out for this stream, but I appreciate you all hanging out. It's been a fun one. We talked about some pitchers that we all want to see potentially on the Yankees, but they're knocking on the door, guys. They're going to be active. So I'll keep you all informed when I get more information. Max, will you watch tonight's football game, Ravens and Bengals? Yes, we are. Well, Sydney's out of town, but Simba's here with me right now. Sydney's out of town. She's at her mom's. But I appreciate you guys, man. Hope you all have a great rest of your night. You'll probably see me this weekend on another pop-up stream, just talking some Yankees and hanging out. But thanks for hanging out with me. It's always love, peace, shit, and grease on Max Coverage TV. I'm out here, guys. Y'all have a good rest of your night. Peace. And always, go Yankees.